Coming to you from Kansas City, Kansas. Juice it, drink it, serve it. It's Late Nite Lemonade with Luke and Matt.
Yep, I am Luke.
I'm Matt. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, it's Late Night Lemonade.
Hi, yeah.
You know, when life gives you lemons, make a podcast. You know, good times.
That's a new thing. So this week we're going to do some maintenance items, some maintenance critiques, information, personal experience, some statistics, a little bit of it all. And I'll just give that information of what I know best and what I have my personal day in to day out life versus people that don't have that and what they do with the information or the problem that they might have. So I'll start it off with me at my personal job. I daily am in charge of maintaining the overall business, the overall maintenance or operation of the equipment, making sure everything is a nice flow, whether it's people, offering special membership information or upselling to the customer, as well as, having the best experience that they can have through in and throughout, as well as, like I said, maintenance of the operations to keep the potential machines or things going, so there's no issues. The biggest thing with operating those is potentially watching the normal operation of things, making sure anything is not out of the ordinary, making sure timing's correct, it's applying or doing the correct thing day in and day out, and noticing if something is wearing out as well. So the big thing with me is just, is it normal? Does it look right? Does it not? So daily I would want to preventatively make sure things are correct and taken care of. So the biggest thing that people do with objects or machines is they run them until they die.
Yeah, that's why you're trying to do the preventing.
Yes.
So you come in and try to fix things or at least improve things before they break down, and then you have to actually fix it completely.
Yeah, so the biggest thing going forward in the future is not only being proactive, but reactive is the main thing with a lot of maintenance. Is you're acting out to what is already happening or done versus being proactive to something that's possibly could happen. So just looking out for anything that might break, fall, come apart, or just doesn't look that right at that moment. So it's the biggest thing to make sure you potentially save more money by preventatively keeping it active or there instead of just running it till it breaks and it costs 10 times the amount versus fixing it or just keeping it going.
Right.
So that goes with a lot of daily objects in life. Mostly everybody has a vehicle, so it'd be a car or a truck or whatever, a mobile device. So a lot of times you have to, grease some bearings or air up tires or
replace the brakes. Because if you don't, then you're going to start grinding into the rotors.
Yep.
And that's happened to me. So I know that.
So that's a personal thing that's happened to him. You just ride it until it stops, or it doesn't stop in that case.
And that's the thing. That's why you need to know your vehicle and the different signs that your car gives you that something is wrong. And instead of ignoring it like I did, you actually go and get it fixed. Because something like brakes are very important.
Yeah, very, very important. A lot of people with vehicles, though, they'll ignore the squeakiness, the clunk, or whatever it be, until the day comes where their wheel falls off or something breaks, and then they're going, "Oh my gosh!" When really they could have spent $10 to fix it right then and there versus $300 or even more. Plus, you got to, if you don't know how to work on the car, vehicle, or object, you got to have somebody work on it. Mechanic, somebody that's qualified or knows about this, and you don't. So that's the biggest thing as well is, paying somebody to do it on top of the parts for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more protective if you just keep up with it. Um, Lubricate things. Just look out, see if it looks fine. If anything out of the ordinary. Um, but most people will relate with vehicles is just checking up on things, seeing if it's still attached, if it wobbles or anything like that. Um, like me, I personally work on vehicles. I'm just knowledgeable of what looks right and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Or what sounds right and what doesn't. A lot of people have it on YouTube, so that's the biggest source right now.
Yeah, you can learn it off of YouTube. And I found a list of like different things that adulting, like things you should learn how to do as an adult, so you don't get stuck in positions to where you don't know how to change a tire, or you don't know how to tie a tie, different things like that. But later on in the podcast, we'll pull that out. But that's a good point.
Yeah. So a lot of it is just normal humanity things that might happen or you might do. It makes you knowledgeable in the little things, but it'll potentially save you more money if you're just at least try.
Yeah, exactly. Like a 2-minute video can save you like $50 if you know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the key.
That's the key, because a lot of people will try and then try a different way what it's supposed to be and screw it up.
Yep.
So there's potential risk with doing your own maintenance.
Because then you have to trust yourself that you did it right.
Yeah. Just like you would trust a maintenance person or a mechanic, but usually they've had experience or qualified. So there's ins and outs of doing it yourself to save more money versus doing it yourself and screwing it up and costing more money.
Right.
It's the biggest thing with little house things like you might do, fixing the door if it's falling off the hinge.
Yeah. Leaky faucet.
It could easily be fixed, but you could flood the whole bathroom and then have to, redo your bathroom floors or something crazy like that. So there's a bunch of little things that you can do great with, but don't even try. Don't even try.
Yeah, sometimes there's different things that you can try to fix, and then there's other things that you probably should leave to the professionals unless you're really trying to learn how to do it. Like electricity, I mean, that's pretty crazy.
I don't mess with anything electrical.
Because you can kill yourself. So
very, very much. Very much. Even a car battery can kill you.
Yep.
I mean,
you gotta be careful with electricity.
Yeah. As well as I think a lot of hydraulic motors or anything like that, they're definitely not forgiven. I've seen some nasty, traumatic, almost fingers coating off, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you remember those old PSA commercials that they play on Saturday mornings where you're trying to watch a cartoon and eat your cereal and just enjoy the day? And then they put on a commercial about work safety and they show somebody dying at the workplace because they fell off of a...
What channel were you watching? That's excessive. Like, OSHA compliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. I would know all about that. My job got a nice fine lately.
Nice fine.
But it was nothing we can't fight against. So.
Yeah, we used to work at a water park that neglected safety in certain areas, and it caused issues.
It's the biggest thing with maintenance too is if it's safe to work around or be around too. That's a safety item that you have to think is, what do I have to wear while messing with this item? So a lot of personal protective equipment, what we call PPE, could be either a hard hat, eye protection, gloves, even a face mask. Steel tails. There's a lot of different personal protective equipment that you could wear while messing with any equipment or items.
Yeah.
So it's not just working on something and it done. It's being safe. I do it day in and day out with making sure things are on a work order log. So if you have like a specific job that offers maintenance, you can have a qualified tech be able to look at the equipment with you or for you. I day in day out just make sure that it's running. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah, just figuring out the different things that need to be done on machines, on equipment, whatever it is. Like I know from my job recently, so I work at um, a place where we make custom flags and all kinds of flags. But for me, we have this big old printer, and it prints onto nylon, and it's ink on a nylon.
yeah.
And so we were having an issue where I would get halfway through a flag or 3/4 or 1/4, whatever it was, and it would just stop and start beeping at me that there's an error. I had no idea what the error was. I looked it up, didn't help. And so we have a guy who works on the machines, and he kind of taught me over text just how to check to see if it was the problem. And of course, the first suggestion he had worked to fix it. And so I had to remove a panel and go ahead and clean an encoder disk, basically where it shows where the flag is being printed out on the nylon.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to go and get a cloth and alcohol over 93%, clean it all off. And as soon as it was clean, it was able to go through the flags, no problems.
Yeah.
So if you know how to fix it and know what the problem is, then you're good on different machines. But you're going to have that breakdown all the time. So if I knew beforehand that I need to be cleaning this encoder disk every month or every 2 weeks or whatever it is, I wouldn't have even had that issue.
Yeah.
So now it's good that I know how to fix it for next time.
Yeah, that's a big thing with maintenance is a regular schedule, whether it's greasing bearings, cleaning it off, inspecting it, making sure it's tight, just listening to it as well, seeing it. You using your senses to make sure, like I said, it's in a normal operation, no matter what it is. It can be an industrial part, it can be a mobile device, any and everything will need maintenance.
Yeah.
To make sure it continues in operation. Otherwise, we don't maintenance anything, then we have a lot of broke things. A lot of different places where we can't put them. So
yeah,
it's just making sure that we progressively work on items or progressively get knowledgeable about items. Us as a whole can make sure that we can stay up with it. I have like a weekly and a monthly cleaning, checking, and greasing item. Whether it's like spraying a lubricant on a cylinder, making sure the seal doesn't go bad, greasing it so it doesn't lose its bearings, just cleaning it off so dirt and grime doesn't get on there so it doesn't rust. Those things will preserve equipment or items. At my job, I've had a lot of different equipment for the past 5-6 years that has not broken because of it. Because I keep it maintained and I keep it up. And normally some items will go out within a year. Maintain them. So it shows in progression with keeping up with the item.
Yeah.
It does.
And there's something really satisfying about being able to fix something that went wrong or being able to prevent it. It's the nicest feeling in the world. Like at my job today, specifically yesterday and today, are steamers. So whenever we print out the flags, we have to let the ink set. And how the ink sets is we have to put them into these steamer jet machines to where it steams it at 122 degrees for 50 minutes, whatever it is. And we put the flags into the machine. And today it wouldn't get up to the heat that it needed to steam because somehow the seal on it didn't work. And so I went with a wrench and just tried to get everything nice and tight. Couldn't figure it out yesterday. Tried again today. Did a bunch of different things to try to fix it. And finally I got it fixed. And it was so nice not to have to call any other any maintenance people to come and fix it. It's just nice to have it fixed and done.
Save that money.
Yeah, save the money and it'll make your bosses happier.
Yeah.
Because I know my coworker was like, "Oh no, we're gonna have to do this and this and this. And we're gonna have to call somebody," and I was just like, "Just breathe. Let's figure it out ourselves before we go and try to rile everybody up, because it's just gonna make people irritated with us for being that needy of help. If we can just look at it and assess the situation and try to fix it. If we can't fix it, no big deal. At least we tried." Now, if they come in and say, "Did you even try to fix it?" and we're like, "Oh, no, we were too scared."
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Like,
it's a double-edged sword. I get it.
yeah. And I know the fear of it, especially with the $30,000 printing machines that we have. It's very nerve-wracking because you're like, I don't want to break it. This is $30,000 machine. But there's certain things that you can do to fix it or to prevent it from messing up. And then after you've tried different things without going too far, like, breaking something off, or like maybe I'll try to solder it myself, crazy things like that. But yeah, if it's doing the basics to try to fix it, that helps so much because you're saving money, saving time, saving headaches for everybody.
The biggest thing that I got going on in my work would be we're getting a new conveyor. So a new conveyor, obviously, new items, new things going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't always mean that it's always going to work. So new items can always break down, not even function, whatever that be. It could be just as worse as the worn item.
Yeah.
So not all the time they do work for you. So sometimes you get warranties and you'll be able to take it back for free. But just know what you're buying into. Make sure you got a nice warranty. If you are 30 days, 60 days, year, whatever it is, lifetimes are amazing. Just making sure that you know how it works or what it does. Like I said, normal day in and day out things with it will help you. I know the biggest thing though nowadays is statistically would be more of a preventative item to make sure it helps you in the long run, because it always prevents downtime costs. So if you have a business that has this stove that is always going, and then you just push it to its max, and it breaks down, and you're a popular business, and you push this stove to just, it's done. Right now you're down, losing money that you could get if you had seen maybe something was not right with a fan or something. If you inspect it at least monthly, depending on how much it's used or what it's used for, it will prevent downtime with it, additional repair costs, specialized labor if somebody has to specially work on the item, if they're qualified for it, and then overtime costs for if they do work on it, you have to pay their overtime. So a lot of different things that you have to think about while having things run. I know the poor maintenance can also affect it tremendously. I've had it to where poor maintenance will kind of half do it, and it works, but it doesn't work, and then you got to go back and fix the issue again.
Yep. When you try to jury rig something, it's this is potential.
Duct tape and a hammer can only do so much.
Yep.
But the main thing is, it could help you and hurt you to do it yourself. Sometimes it's just having that qualified person that's not ripping you off.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is to do research of what you got and what you have, to make sure it's easier for you. Have you personally had any car or items that you've had to have somebody take to, and was it expensive? Was it reasonable? How was that for you?
Yeah, so I've had my car for almost 5 years, probably 4.5 years, something around that. And I've taken it in multiple times. I started out at 120,000 miles on my Honda Civic, and now it's up to almost 200,000 miles. And so I've taken it in so many different places, trying to find a good mechanic that can actually work on my car, do a good job, and also cost efficient. Somebody who's not ripping me off, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I remember taking my car to a certain place, and they specialized on Hondas. So I was like, okay, that's great. My grandparents go here, and I was getting the brakes replaced and maybe one or two other things, and it cost me $450, and it was absolutely insane. It
That
was
is crazy.
absolutely insane. And so my dad even told me how I got ripped off because he was like, "You could have done this for almost $300 cheaper." And yeah, so now I try to find friends who work on it. Or this might sound like a joke, but good Mexican guys, they do an amazing job on mechanics. I have found two different guys super close to me, like within 15 minutes of driving. They always do a good job. They're very fair with the prices. And yeah, so if you're able to find, that's the other thing too. It's always like a recommended person. You know, you have a friend who's like, I'm going to recommend this guy because he's really good on this stuff. Sometimes they're guys who just work out of their garage, or sometimes it's a local shop. But I've noticed that every time I've taken it to a Big O Tires or one of those bigger places, they cost like at least double. It's crazy how expensive it gets. Or like buying tires. There's a certain place that I buy tires from now because I used to go to, well, this is local Kansas City places, but I went to a local Kansas City place and they're just like, oh yeah, this is going to cost $110. And then I went over to another place and it was 40. You know, it's crazy how much cheaper
You
you
get
can
used
get.
tires?
Yeah, I got a used tire, but it was a nice used tire. But well, that's the difference. I have a Honda Civic versus you who have a truck. You know, it's going to be a little harder.
That's going to be a big difference, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's knowing your equipment. But yeah, so I've had to take my so many different things to get them fixed.
Say, I do it all myself. I've learned the past 6 years of working at the car wash
Yeah.
and looking at cars, messing with cars, just being intrigued, researching, uh, working on my own vehicles or my own items. It's really changed me to be more of a handyman.
Yeah.
Like I know how to do a lot of general knowledge of maintenance. I mean, oil changes, obviously. You know, changing out parts. I mean, some stuff it's like, well, how do you do this? YouTube. As long as you have the tools and the willpower, you definitely do.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I've done probably 20 different things by myself. I've had additional, like my parents help me or some friends. You just gotta have, like you said, willpower, patience.
Yep.
Patience.
Patience and willpower, and you gotta have the time too.
Time.
Because that's the big thing. Because whenever thinking about it, like the cost efficiency, like I can do the job myself for $50, or I could take it to somebody and they're going to do it for 150. But if I do it myself, I'm going to have to learn, and it's going to take me X amount of hours to learn it, X amount of hours to actually do the work on it. And if you need a car the next day, and it's like, this is going to take me like a week to learn how to do it, then it's like, man, I want to do it myself, but I'm going to have to go and take it to somebody because I don't have enough time. Or with people who work like 12 hours a day, every day, like people like that who make at least enough money to take it to somebody, it makes more sense for them to go and take it than to actually take the time out of their extremely busy schedules to learn how to do it themselves. But then there's other people who are going to work the normal 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, to where they have time after work to go and try to learn these skills. And over time, over a course of 5 years, if you learn a ton of different things, you're going to save so much money and so much time after that. Yeah. But it's the initial time that you invest in learning how to work on your car or phone or computer, whatever it is.
Yeah, you're talking about like time. I used to have one vehicle and I would work someone like extremely crazy on it, and then have to have it the next day, and I would have it the next day. You know
Blazer.
why? You know why? Because I stayed up doing it.
Yep.
I took the time from sleep, but I did. So it's, like you said, we have an extremely cramped schedule. It does hurt to have that time pushed from now.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then you kind of have more leeway, but limited with probably funds. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Because you could work 40 hours and get paid money. So
Mm-hmm.
you never know. But from personal experiences, he'll probably take it more to a friend or a shop versus I'll do it all myself.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two differences of, I'll save up money to do it and get it done versus I'll save up some money and then I'll learn and get it done.
Yeah.
So two different types of people that will be able to do somewhat down the middle.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Some people, they're able to learn really quick, and then they do it themselves. Or sometimes they just assess the different thing. Like, for whenever I got into the the hobby of trying to fix old video game systems, I learned how to fix a bunch of video games, like lamps, different things around the house, like small little objects. Like I learned how to fix an old PlayStation just for the fun of it, because it didn't really matter if it broke, because it's an old PlayStation.
Yeah.
But then with a car, if I need the car right away, then I'm like, man, I'm gonna go and take it to get fixed.
Yeah.
Or like a lamp. I don't really need the lamp fixed. I could just buy another one for $20. But it's kind of fun to learn how to fix stuff, and then you're able to tinker with it, mess with it, and then finally you get those wires to click. Finally, you get whatever it is to start working, and you feel so satisfied.
That's the sensation of it. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is this is my stamp.
Yep.
This is my stamp. I fixed this. I did this. It's running nice and smooth. I think that's the biggest thing with people doing it all on their own or having that trade for their life, that job is I like to work on things to be able to fix them. Like I like to clean cars.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And I know so many people who call over the boys, and then they all work on the truck together, and they're figuring it out and be like, oh man, what's wrong with it? Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I've done that.
Yeah, just call it over the boys just to have a good time of trying to fix something that's broken.
A little bonding moment.
Yep, bonding moment.
Yeah, that's the fun part is can we all do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Without getting drunk. No. No. So the biggest thing with maintenance as well, safety. Yeah, 1 hour. So for an appliance with like lockout tagouts with electricity.
Yep.
It's one of OSHA's biggest violations. In 2018, it was one of them. 30% of manufacturing deaths are related to maintenance activity.
Really?
30%. Wow, that's quite a bit. So it's either they're not doing it right, or something happens.
Yep. Somebody forgot to wear gloves.
I've seen a lot of different videos of people just standing in the wrong spot, and just it comes out, gets them.
Yep.
So just being aware is the big thing too. Companies can save between 12 to 18% by using preventative maintenance over reactive maintenance. Each dollar spent on preventative maintenance saves about $5 later.
Mm-hmm.
So not a big difference, but it's a difference.
Right.
Factories throughout the U.S. are estimated to be using $40 or $40 billion worth of outdated equipment.
I can attest to that.
So a lot of outdated equipment could potentially be a safety hazard, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just something might happen and it's just been a recall or a flaw with it. That's a big thing too, is just making sure is it safe to be around as well.
Yeah.
We have different tasks or different things that we think are maintenance Have you got one? For those?
So I have a website. I'm going to go ahead and read it out. Um, it's called homelight.com. And so they have an article called 30 Basic Home Maintenance Tips to Take Care of the Little Things That Can Add Up. And so we've been talking about different maintenance things. And so this is a list of different ones that they had. And so the first one was check to see if the doorbell works. If not, replace it.
Oh yeah.
So that's one of the, this website has all the different things that you don't really think about until it's broken.
I guess, yeah.
And so, yeah, it's good to keep checking to make sure things are working. Second one is restore power to any dead outlets. So checking the outlets, see if they work. If not, that's whenever you need to get an electrician out. Or if it's only one or two, maybe that's not a big deal to you, but maybe it's like a main one in the kitchen that you always use.
Yeah.
So it's good to go ahead and check and then restore the power to any dead outlets. And then this one's a weird one. Change the direction of your ceiling fans. I didn't know I was supposed to do that.
Yeah, you didn't know you used to do that in winter,
Yeah.
summer?
Apparently, yeah, twice a year to increase the energy efficiency. I did not know that. You're supposed to switch them out to change the direction. And it says right here you can save up to 10% on your heating bill.
Yes.
That's cool.
So it's literally one switch on the top of it that will change the operation of it, so it's spinning down or it's moving up.
That is so interesting.
So summer air will go down.
Yeah.
Winter up.
Oh man, look at that! Learning something new every day. So here's the fourth one: clean out exhaust fans to prevent mold.
Yeah, that one's a sensible.
Yep. Always cleaning them out. Yeah. Regrouped or recaulk your tub, showers, and bathroom fixtures.
Yeah. So you don't have any leaks.
Just make sure you don't have any leaks. You're not getting any mold in the cracks. Like, yeah. And you know, you ever have guests over and they see like mold in the shower? That's like the grossest thing ever. So it's just
spread some cock.
Yeah, exactly. So recaulking the bathrooms. Let's see. Double check your downspouts and cleaning that out. Just making sure that all the rain can come through your spout, and
I can see that.
yeah, make sure that you don't have any leaks in the roof. Remove evidence of water damage. Clean your drains.
Yeah.
Flush out your water heater. Now that one I have never done. I guess I'm not as adulting as I should be.
That one would be fine, but like you'd have to probably grab a couple buckets. Because depending on how tall your water tank is.
Right.
Just cleaning out the material that's in there. You don't want to have nasty, gunky water sitting there for 10 years.
Yeah, for sure. That's another thing too. Whenever you think about different appliances in your house that you've had there for 10 years and you've never really checked up on it to see if it's working, or like air conditioners. I think about that all the time. I have my air conditioner running in the summer the whole time, and I stop and I store it for the entire winter, and then whenever it's summertime, I pull it out. I've done some maintenance on it, but I'm sure there's other things that I could be doing to make sure that my air conditioner is working better.
Spray it out with the garden hose, clean the filter out.
Yep.
Blow it out, and you'll be fine. And then you want to make sure it dries out, because you will create mold.
Yes. Another one is maintaining your roof. Look for early signs of foundation problems. Wash your siding. That's just helpful to keep your siding nice and clean and looking good. Touch up exterior paint, making sure paint looks good. And I think a lot of this stuff is just helpful for keeping your house nice. So if you do ever want to move out and sell your house, it can be at a good price. Fill in driveway cracks. I never think about doing that, but if I ever needed to, that's pretty important.
A lot of the stuff you would have to like acquire some knowledge of how to do it. I mean,
Right.
Or tools, special tools like filling a crack. You'd have to get probably concrete mix or something to level it. Otherwise, you can have mounds.
Right, the
going
mountains.
on.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
No.
That'd be worse than the cracks there.
Yeah. Sitting over there, tripping hazard.
And so, yeah, cleaning out your outdoor air conditioning units. Checking for signs of critters, so making sure that your house doesn't have a bunch of spiders, nasty, yeah.
Big thing with maintenance is inspecting too.
Inspecting, checking it out, making sure it looks good.
Yep.
Trim up your trees, change out your HVAC filters, unclog disposal, clean out your refrigerator coils. I never think about that. That's true. Wash your washing machines. If you ever put that little bottle inside the washing machine so it can actually clean itself, and then also cleaning through the cracks on the top of it and different things.
Don't use what do you call it? What's that detergent stuff?
Tide?
Fabric softener.
Oh, fabric
Do
softener.
not use fabric softener.
Does it work?
No, it clogs up the washing machine.
Gotcha.
You're supposed to use vinegar, apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. At our jobs, we use washing machines to wash the flags after they're steamed, and so I've had to clean it so many times with like that. I guess the liquid that cleans it out. But, yeah. Remove lint and buildup from your dryer vents. Of course, that's. I think that one's everybody pretty much keeps up with, but it's a good reminder for that one too. Some people.
No, because I've seen some like dryer vents that are bad. You're supposed to have those done like every year. Just making sure you clean those out.
Yep.
It's huge house fire hazard.
Inspect your windows and door seals. That's a good. All right, so I found another website while I was researching different things, how to maintain and how to fix different things in the home. And I found a website that was very similar but also different, and it made me laugh quite a few times.
Okay.
And the website is called The Adult Man.
Okay. The adult man. That is very
Yeah,
specific.
The Adult Man. Teaching you how to be a man.
Okay.
Maybe a woman too. You never know.
Man.
At least a man. And so 30 skills every man should know. Life skills for the modern man. And you were the most modern man I've ever met.
Well, thank you. I don't know what a modern man is, but alright.
I think we'll learn at least some skills, what a modern man needs. By the age of 30, every man should be able to fly. That is literally the first sentence. Setting the bar
What?
too high? Okay. We should at least be able to tie our own shoelaces. Still too high? I can't help you, buddy. Alright, so this website is, you know what? I'll just start reading it. So the first thing, 30 life skills that will make you a better man. Number 1, reading discipline.
Okay. Discipline makes you
Read once in a while at least.
okay.
Let's see what it's saying. If I told you there was one thing that can do, interesting. Okay, so it's saying if I told you there was one thing you could do that relieves stress, improves your memory, allows you to get better sleep, increases your empathy, educates you, expands your vocabulary, and entertains you, you'd probably be interested in hearing about it, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Apparently that's what reading does. We call cap on
That's-
like half of those things, but okay.
I thought it was something else, but okay.
Yeah, I know. There's quite a few things you can probably do. That. More sleep, I don't know. That would get you more efficient.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess reading discipline is one of them. 2 is become better with women.
Man.
So you're in a very committed relationship. Get better with women, all right?
Okay.
Me, single. I need to get better with women.
Just understand.
Apparently, I need to get better with women.
Just understand.
That's fair. That's fair.
What's good?
Understanding, having compassion, being nice, listening. 3 is invest in your financial future. Now I agree with that.
Everybody should be investing in the future.
Being able to learn how to save, I think that's so important.
It's extreme.
So here's,
Nowadays, extreme.
especially right now with inflation costs, it's kind of crazy. Okay, so here's number 4. Very specific again. Cook eggs multiple ways.
You learn how to fry them.
Yep. Over easy.
Over easy.
Scrambled. Ooh, sunny side. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's a skill. If you don't have it, you're not a man. So just so you know.
Get gains.
And if you don't eat eggs, you're not a man. Just so you know.
Yes.
According to this website, according to the adult man, you're not an adult man. Maybe you're a child man. A child man. You're a boy.
Child.
So number 5 is clean properly. So
Like
don't
yes.
ask. Yeah. Learn how to wipe. If you can't wipe, I don't know. Shower, I guess. Skip that one because we already talked about it. Number 7 is playing instruments. I'm failing as a man.
I used to play an instrument in middle school.
What did you play?
A trumpet.
Trumpet.
I still have a trumpet. Doesn't mean I know how to play. I totally forgot. But it's something I would love to pick up again. So it's something worth keeping your time. It's a nice hobby.
I should learn how to play an instrument. I really should. I haven't.
Just
I don't know if I ever will, but I should.
don't be the typical boy. Get a guitar.
Yeah, don't be the typical boy. Be the typical adult man. And play the ukulele. All right.
Oh gosh.
So the 8th one is the art of conversation. I will say this: read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It really does help.
That goes to rule number 1.
Yeah, reading. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good book, so I do recommend that book. Other than that, I don't know. Number 9 is drive a stick shift. That is actually a pretty good skill to have. I don't know if that makes you a man, but it's a pretty good skill for everyone to have, not just the men.
It's something obsolete, but like me, I'm a car enthusiast, but like I don't know how to drive a stick. But I'd love to drive a stick.
Yeah, it'd be a nice skill to have.
It's
You get more options whenever you're buying your car.
There's anti-theft.
Number 10 is perform first aid. Fair enough. Number 11, know how to iron.
I mean, how hard is ironing without burning your shirt? You just gotta keep on motion.
It's so tough, man.
Oh
It's
my
so
gosh.
tough. I can't.
These little boys.
I can't do it. Number 12 is perform a massage.
You gonna give me a massage?
We'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Oh.
You think about it. And then we'll come back together, shake hands on massage.
That's some extra content.
Greasy. Number 13, ability to diffuse conflict. That's very fair.
Yeah.
Presenting to a group, brew a good cup of coffee. You know what? I guess. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll save
If
you
you
money
like
and stuff.
coffee,
Yeah, if you like coffee.
energy drink.
I'm not a huge coffee person, but I guess it's a good skill to have. Interacting with children. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you about to say?
Learn how to make coffee and properly clean yourself after the coffee.
That's what coffee does. Coffee will clean you out, that's for sure.
God.
Number 16 was interact with children. 17 is change a tire. I guess we talked about changing a tire already. What were we about to say with
Interact with children.
Yeah, that could you could get in trouble.
Just don't be creepy.
Yeah, don't be creepy. I guess that's a good thing for life. Don't be creepy. Try your best not to be creepy. Number 18 is keeping fit. Fair enough. 19, plan a proper date. Okay. Number 20, build and maintain a relationship. I failed.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It is not easy. Number 21, know how to sew.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
know how to
Because
sew.
I don't know how to sew either, and I work in a place that there's like 30 sewers. 22 is basic household repairs. We already touched on that.
Yeah.
23 is set up a campsite. That I do know how to do because I just spent 12 days in Canada doing it every night.
With a tent?
Yep,
Getting a
with
real
a
tent?
tent. Yep.
That's cool.
It was a good time. Building the campfire, having the tent, sleeping in sleeping bags, hard ground. Great time. Great time.
No air mattress.
No, I didn't have an air mattress now. My friends did because they didn't have to fly there. So they had all the nice things. I was just laying on the ground with the sleeping bag. But it was still really fun. I got some amazing pictures. Had a great time.
Experience.
Yep, it's all for the experience. photos.
In the rough room.
Yep. Some of those nights were rough. Thank God I had earplugs because we sat right next to trains. Train track one night. It was rough. So 25 is use a barbecue. Very good skill
Use
to
a
have.
barbecue or do
I guess both, right? Do barbecue.
do
Know how to barbecue.
know how to barbecue.
Yes, know how to barbecue.
If you're from Kansas, you should be able to
Oh yeah, if
barbecue.
you're from Kansas City, you better know how to barbecue.
Smack that
I'm not
rice.
great at it. I'm gonna know better.
Be man.
Be a man. Be an adult man. 26 is travel in foreign lands. Canada. So I guess I qualify.
Oh my God, that would be
I'm never gonna be a man. I can't do all these things. 27 is get service at a bar. Haven't done that. 28 is parallel park. Very fair. I still can't parallel park.
I can't do with my big ass truck.
I wish I could parallel park. I'm getting better, but I still cannot do it right.
It's hard. But there's parking assist now.
That's right. 29 is plant a garden. Sure, fair enough. 30, catch a fish. Very fair. Love fish.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that's it. That is the whole list of things. So if you want to be an adult man instead of a child man, those are the things you need to do.
Yeah, it's pretty fair, but a lot of them are like general.
Yeah, general things and also some really weird ones. Like
I mean, I could
how
see
to cook
like,
eggs.
yeah, I could see like day in and day out with like situational stuff that happens. If you're living on your own,
Right.
and God knows what, you'll be able to take care of yourself. In that sense, that makes sense. But like, none of us, do we ever do that? Or
I think instead of being, I guess it's because it's the website, The Adult Man. But I mean, most of those things apply to women. Like, there's no specifics. I don't think.
I feel like a lot of it we could do. I do, but
Yeah.
a lot of the different things though could help you. You could never do in your life.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know if I'm ever going to go out of the country.
Yeah.
I could.
I don't know. I don't think I'm ever going to drink alcohol. So learning how to do a bar.
Yeah, it's complex. Some stuff is easy, some is complex.
If it applies to you,
take it.
You know.
Take
Yeah.
it.
It's one of those things, like people who have never cooked in their life before. They just don't know how to cook. Fair enough. If you want to learn how to cook, that is a nice skill to have. It's going to be very helpful the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That type of thing, you know, versus something super intricate, I guess. I don't know. There's certain things that you can learn, and it's going to be really helpful for the rest of your life. Certain things are very specific. I mean, I've never learned how to, I don't know, climb a tree like super high up in the air because we don't have super big trees. You know, like different skills that it just doesn't really apply. I know we missed out. We didn't grow up in Maine with massive trees. Let's go.
Not even that, just climbing up trees like a crackhead. This is how it is sometimes. You just be a kid.
Yep.
I think we're going to wrap up this episode. It was fun talking about maintenance and different preventative items, just to give you some knowledge, some helpful tips possibly, information as well, versus personal experiences, whether it's persons that know how to work on items or they just, have somebody else work on the item. The pros and cons versus it, just giving you a good stance of kind of, should I be able to do it myself or have somebody else do it? It's the biggest thing of, do I save money if I have time, or do I not? I don't have time. This is the biggest thing of making sure that, if you can do it, try it. It doesn't hurt you to pick up a hobby or a skill, but it does hurt if you just plainly ignore something that could be a safety hazard or just a big hazard with it breaking, cost you tremendously more money than keeping it up and making sure that it's fine.
Yeah.
So I think we'll end the episode with this week from Late Nite Lemonade. Come with me, Matt.
And I am Luke.
All right. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, go drink some lemonade. Learn how to give a massage.